Waiting for Pam.
Pointer. Can you give it to Brian?
Just use your words.
Yeah.
I tell my 2-year-old that every day. Use your words, honey. Okay. It is 6:30 p.m. and we will call this meeting to order. Please stand and we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is a regularly scheduled meeting of the Winona City Council. Votes will be conducted by voice call rather than roll call unless requested by a council member. This evening, I've got a couple announcements. First one, we have been recognized again in 2021 as a Tree City USA by the Arbor Day Foundation. Winona achieved Tree City USA recognition by meeting the program's 4 requirements: forming a tree board or department, creating a tree care ordinance, having an annual community forestry budget of at least $2 per capita, and an Arbor Day observance and proclamation. The Tree City USA program is sponsored by the Arbor Day Foundation in partnership with the U.S. Forest Service and the National Association of State Foresters. Also, there's an event coming up this Saturday, April 9th at 11 a.m. at the band shell at Lake Park in Winona, obviously. A couple purposes here. It's a rally for Ukraine and democracy. In regards to the purposes, we would like to support Ukraine, support democracy, and show American unity, our shared common ground. We would respectfully request that this is a nonpartisan event. We would like to set partisan politics aside for 30 minutes. We invite people to bring as many American and Ukrainian flags as they can find and hope to see a wide range of all types of people. Donations will be collected on behalf of Ukrainian refugees. And the simple event is being organized by Councilmember Steve Young, Dwayne Vagley, and Councilmember George Borzakowski. Everyone is welcome to attend. Please help spread the word. For more information, you can contact Winona Interfaith@gmail.com. That's all I have for this evening.
Mayor and Council, 2 things tonight. This week is National Library Week. The theme for 2022 is Connect with Your Library, which promotes the idea that libraries are places to get connected, whether that be technology, programs, books. Yet it's also a place where communities connect. So I just want to thank all of our library staff for being excellent community connectors. And the Mayor and Council, I've asked Director of Public Works, Brian DeFrang, to give us a brief update tonight. And then if you have any questions, you certainly can follow regarding the Mankato Avenue Roundabout project. Brian informed me that pointing at that is worthless. Brian may have said a little bit. This is going to be very informal. Feel free to ask any questions at any time on this, and more concerned about what your questions might be than what is it not. Now can you hear me? Okay, sorry about that. Just a brief overview of the project. Obviously, you can see the project on the board there. There are 4 roundabouts, which most of you are aware of. The one at 61 and 43 will be a 2-lane roundabout. It's kind of a misnomer because it's not 2 lanes all the way around. The 61 legs don't necessarily have 2 lanes, but the 43 lane legs do. Then the intersection by Severson/Parks Avenue, Dairy Queen entrance is a 3/4 intersection both ways. So you can take a left in both ways and right in, right out both ways. And as we keep going south,
the roundabout at the Riverbend Road hospital entrance is, as you can see on the hospital side, is a 2-lane, and that's basically to allow free flow off into the hospital. You know, this emergency vehicles should never be blocked, designed for that purpose. Otherwise, you can continue in that lane in the roundabout to go straight or continue southbound. Going further south or north is the intersection of our other Parks Avenue and Frontenac Drive. Again, 2-lane on the outside for hospital entrance purposes. And, you know, on the east side is just a single lane roundabout, allowing for an easy access to Frontenac Drive and still able to peruse through the roundabout and continue north. And then our final roundabout is at Sarnia. And the 2-lane on this one is for northbound traffic. That way, if there is actually a train backing it up, that outside lane or the east lane is allowed to back up through there, and people can still peruse the roundabout, whether they decide to go back southbound or take Sarnia or however, just to not keep blocking traffic. And then it ends basically at Bellevue, and that's where City Street takes over. This is scheduled to start on April 11th. Where they're going to start is at 61, and what you'll see them doing right away is more or less getting ready for lane shifts. You probably won't see a whole lot of stopping traffic at that point or anything like that. And then from then on, you know, they have a schedule. I guarantee you that schedule is going to change. So anything I could tell you right now would be a misnomer, because materials are tough this year. Rain changes schedules, everything like that. So I don't want to put misinformation out there, because that's the way this works. It's construction. In a nutshell, there will be barrels out there. Follow the barrels. You know, that is, if you're going through Illinois in construction, you probably don't have a preemptive, oh, this is when construction is going to happen. No, you follow the barrels. So that's what it's scheduled to be. On a side note, on the east side and the west side of there, both to the hospital side and to the business side, there's projected to be 2 openings at all times. They will be marked really well, which ones are open, which ones are not. But the hospital side will definitely have 2 openings, and the business side will definitely have 2 openings at all times. So there shouldn't be a monstrous disruption to the businesses. As you all know, you're going to have to be patient going through that corridor. It's construction. It's going to be down to 1 lane. It will be slower. It will be, you know, not like it is today. In the end, is projected to get done this year by November. Other than some of the landscaping items will be pushed off to next year.
Mhm.
The contractor already knows it's a tight window. We really hope that the rain and everything keeps a friendly schedule, because it could be really gruesome if it doesn't. But Hoffman Construction is a contractor. They're out of Black River Falls, Wisconsin. They're the same people that did Pelzer. So we have a little bit of familiarity with them, you know, 16, 17, 18 years ago. They're a huge company. They're going to throw 2 grading crews at it, their own pipe crew, and they've got a subcontractor for the pipe crew for the city pipe work. So there should be enough iron out there swinging to make this thing work. But it's going to be a lot of different pavement, you know, pavement cycles. There'll be a lot of different pavement patches. It'll be chaos, controlled chaos for the summer. One other minor note, just so we have a constant point of contact. Council, feel free to contact me at any time. If everybody from council is contacting MnDOT or somebody else or something like that, I just don't think it works well. Then we don't have a unified voice. So feel free to contact me or Ryan or Chad at any time, and we'll get the answers from MnDOT and bring it back to you as soon as possible, whether that's a citizen request or your guys' personal request or anything like that.
I think it's important to note that it's in George's ward, so.
He'll flow right through it, no problems.
You're going to give George credit. Nice.
Steve, you had a question?
Thank
for
you.
comment.
Yes, thank you, Brian. Remind us where we're putting those utilities and what are we doing? We're taking our opportunity because the street's open to do what?
We're replacing our sewer and water. As you saw this winter, we had a break and that was our third one in the last 3 years, right on Mankato there. So it's an opportune time for us to replace our utilities. The water, a lot of the soils out there is very acidic. So it eats through our metal water main. We're going to put back in plastic, very benign to the acidity of the soils. And we're also taking this opportunity to replace our sewer, which is clay tile. And some of it will be doing by pipe bursting, is kind of cool. You send a thing through there, smash the pipe open and pull another pipe through. It's
cool.
pretty neat.
And
So we're
doing
replacing
that the entire length of this project.
Yep. Everything on that corridor will be replaced,
Yep.
including some of the services.
Can you remind me, just rough costs here? We were spending some money on landscaping, and then towards the end of the last time we were talking about this several months ago, you had said we had a pleasant surprise that we were getting some money back from the state because of a small land sale or an easement. Do you recall that?
That was in the budget. That was
Yeah.
$200,000. We had a small portion of land right at the intersection of Parks Avenue that they needed to use for construction. And then there's the right of way along on the park side of Mankato that they needed to use. So they paid us for that.
And that pretty much covered the cost of the landscaping, right?
More or less, yeah. And they gave us a $248,000 stipend because of they give us 2% of the total cost of the project back in landscape allotment.
We're making money. Okay. So
No, don't believe that, Steve. We still pay $2.8 million for this project.
okay,
Between our sewer and water.
right, but
our
that's our
street-
utilities that we're upgrading and
Yep,
replacing.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
okay.
The utilities loan is about 1.5 million.
And that was a loan?
No, that's utilities. The utility cost alone.
A loan, okay. And that
No loan. We're paying for it.
that's how rumors start.
Yeah.
And that is and that was from our reserve accounts.
That is from our reserve
Thank you.
accounts. That is correct.
I get it. Just refreshing my mind. Thank you.
No, 2.8 million is real money. We are not getting paid to do this project.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Brian, can you touch base on East Lake Boulevard and Sugarloaf Road, the intersection? right there? What's going
Being
on?
that can you bring the picture back up?
Other
No,
way.
stay at the intersection of 61. You're right there. Being that roundabout is so much larger than the land is taken up right now, East Lake Boulevard will be pushed a little bit closer to the hotel area, which makes basically the hotel about at the hotel entrance and about where Edina Realty ends. You'll see that it's all new black pavement there. That will be shut down for a short time, sometime in June.
Mhm.
I understand that's the time of Trinona. We can
Yep.
get them to work around.
Yeah, I've talked with them already. Yeah.
That's not a huge deal. We'll just have to make sure that we got our dates correct.
Yep.
But that will be a dead end for a short period of time. The people that think they're going to bypass by taking Lake Boulevard, it's not going to work so great. And we don't encourage that anyhow, because that is a 30-mile-an-hour road.
Right.
We don't want to inundate that road.
Yeah, there was a gentleman at the open house that actually said, "Oh, I can't just speed through there anymore." And I was like, "You shouldn't have been anyway."
Thank you.
Yeah. Steve, go ahead.
Brian, remind me what we're doing as far as pedestrian crossing, flashers, or what are we doing so a pedestrian can get across the road once this is complete?
There's the flashers at 61 there, and I believe there's flashers at every one south of it.
Like a push button?
Push button. They're handicap impaired or visually impaired, so they will speak to you, just like the one on Franklin's, one that people are familiar with. It. Second Street also has that, so it'll say wait.
Okay.
It definitely set up for ADA.
An upgrade, yeah. Okay.
Is it a stoplight that stops traffic?
No. It's
No.
the RRFBs, just like you see on Broadway right now.
Thank you.
So they
Thank you.
are the flashing beacons.
Thank you.
George, you had a question?
Yeah, I'd just like to take a moment to thank Brian and Ryan, the engineer. We had an opportunity to meet with some folks last week and, it was very, very well received and they understood it more than what it was. And just to keep reminding people that this is a state of Minnesota project. It is not the city of Winona. It's MnDOT's project. And also, I don't know if MnDOT has a chance yet, or if we do it, to speak with Fleet Farm, because there's going to be probably some excess traffic coming through their area there. So.
Yep.
I kind of gave them the local knowledge on that,
Okay.
how people kind of scooch through there from time to time. So,
Yeah, Nathan's definitely aware of it.
Yep. Okay, anything else? Pam, please.
Brian, remind me, please, what about the overhead lighting at that intersection? Are the lights higher or brighter than?
Oh, there's a lot more of them in
Lot more
a
of 'em.
nutshell. I think there's like 12 lights out there right now, and when we're all said and done, there's gonna be over 40. So
Oh,
it's
40 right at 61 and,
there's, I want to say 6 or 7 right at 61, and then they're along the corridor.
okay,
So it's gonna be pretty well lit.
okay, thank
More
you.
so than it is today for certain, especially when that light's out more than it's on at 61.
George.
Which a lot of people don't understand, but could you just give us an estimate as to how much bigger that intersection of 1461 is going to be?
Oh, just landscape wise, it's got to be nearly 2.5 times as wide as it is now.
Okay.
It's quite a bunch larger. You know, it's definitely set up to accommodate 18-wheel semis. That's what it's for.
Thank you.
Okay,
Like I said,
Brian?
you got questions, feel free to give me a call at any time.
absolutely. Thank you,
Thanks.
sir. Okay, do you have anything else, Jen? Okay, I will now ask the city clerk to take roll call.
Mayor Sherman,
Here.
Councilman Young.
Here.
Moeller. Here. Alexander. Iden. Borzakowski.
Here.
Rapinski. Moving on to the.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Okay. Reminder that the public is not allowed to speak during these agenda items unless you have a request before council, and I have given you permission to speak. Thank you. Thank you, Monica.
Under the petitions, requests and communications, item 3.1 is the request for a temporary on-sale wine and malt liquor license for St. Mary's University for their homecoming.
Motion approval of the license.
Second.
We have a motion from Eileen, a second from Steve. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Item 3.2 is a massage therapy license for Sharon Mansour.
Motion approval of the license.
Second,
We have a motion from Eileen, a second from Pam. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Item 3.3 is a license agreement request from the East Side Bar for handicap ramp at
Moved.
851 East 7th.
Move to approve the license.
I'd second that.
We have a motion
It's
from
getting
George. A motion from George, a second from Pam. Any discussion? None, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Item 3.4 is a request for no parking, loading and unloading zone on Center Street.
Motion to introduce the attached ordinance.
Second.
We have a motion from Eileen, a second from Steve. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Item 3.5 is a request from Main Street for the Touch a Truck Parade on May 21st.
Move to approve that request.
I'd second that.
We have a motion from George, a second from Pam. Any discussion?
That's a nice event.
It's a great event
Yeah.
and I'm really excited. I know they got it back going last year and I'm excited to see it again this year.
Yeah.
Especially since I have a 2 and a 4-year-old that'll be all over that. so. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes.
Yes, it's that way. Item 3.6 is the request for Dine Out Downtown street closure. And I would note, one is for the third Friday of the month, and the second request is for every Friday of the month.
Motion to approve the request.
I'd second that.
Motion from Eileen, a second from Pam. Any discussion?
I just want to note that it does say that they will not do the closure during Steamboat Days.
Good point.
I'm confused on something. The clerk said that one was for one evening and then another is for every?
This is closed every Friday and these are only closed once a month.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Took me a second. Appreciate it.
I apologize. The map was supposed to be with the packet, but a picture explains that much
Okay.
clearer.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
just,
Thank you.
just for clarification for the public, between Center and Lafayette will be closed every Friday from May 20th till October 21st from 4 to 10 PM.
Mhm.
And then the remaining blocks on Third, so everything between Main all the way down to Market on the third Friday of every month from those same dates, May 20th until October 4th. Or I'm sorry, until October from 4 to 10 will be closed. So between Center and Lafayette, every Friday, the rest of it once a month, every third Friday. Any other comments or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Under unfinished business, item 4.1 is to award the contract for the Johnson Street Water Treatment Plant Filter Rehab. The low bid was from Magni Construction, Inc. with a bid of $1,397,700.
Move to approve to award the contract.
Second,
We have a motion from George, a second from Eileen. Any discussion? George?
What do we know about this Magni Construction? It's a name I haven't seen come up before.
This is kind of what they do. This is their specialty. Aaron's actually worked with them in one of the towns that he worked in. I can't remember if it was in Worthington or if it was in Bloomington, but he's worked with them before. Highly reputable.
Okay.
This is what they do.
Okay, good, thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Any other comments or questions, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes.
Under new business, item 5.1 is the purchase of body worn cameras and in-car video systems.
Move to approve the purchase.
I would second that.
We have a motion from George, a second from second from Pam, sorry. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And item 5.2 is a statewide health improvement program grant application for a supplementary speaker for the comp plan update.
Move to approve the attached resolution.
second,
We have a motion from George, a second from Eileen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Item 7.1 is council concerns.
Councilmember Borzakowski.
Thank you, Mayor. I have down on here that when we have our next council meeting, the Roundabout project will be in process, so. And looking forward to that. And that is all I have.
Very good. Thank you, George. Councilmember item.
Yes, I would like to invite everyone to join the Winona Bird Club out on Prairie Island this next Saturday from 9 until noon. We're going to be out there watching migratory birds. If you don't know it, Winona is really a hot spot for migratory birds on the Mississippi River Flyway. So at 9 in the morning, people will have their professional scopes set up out there on Prairie Island Road. And as soon as we're finished watching the mergansers and the ducks and whatever else is out there, we're going to move into Prairie Island, park at the dog park, and then we'll move out from there with two expert birders leading us. So come on down. Everyone is welcome.
Good. Cool. Sounds fun. Councilmember Mueller.
I have a couple things.
All right.
Settle in since George didn't say anything. George didn't have a ton today, so I'll take up your time. I have a question about the crosswalk at Franklin and Broadway. A colleague and I crossed it a couple times in one day and timed it, and it only gave 5 seconds of the white walking guy before it started counting down. And that seemed, we didn't even get halfway across the street, and we are young, able-bodied people. So if there's any way to look at the timing on that, I was very concerned that someone with a stroller or wheelchair walker wouldn't be able to get across safely on Broadway, and we don't have a great record there. I am curious to know what is happening with our library floor. I was told that our beautiful historic plate glass floors have been damaged due to construction next door. And I'm curious about how that will be paid for and when people will be able to walk around in the library again safely.
In the stacks.
In the stacks, one of my favorite things to do. We consistently cut the library's budget, and I would love to not have the floors be messed up as well. And then finally, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. There are many events going on in the community to raise awareness and support victims and survivors. There's a Take Back the Night march this Thursday, and then on Sunday, April 24th, there is a walk around the lake in support of victims and survivors. That's open to anyone, so please come support your community. Thank you.
Where is that meeting?
I believe it starts at the JC's, but the Advocacy Center has information on their website.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Eileen. Councilmember Young,
I'm good, but thank you.
just throw it on me and I'll take care of it at the beginning. Okay, great.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
just one more announcement, which I forgot, but the Saturday before Easter Sunday from 10 o'clock to noon, there's possibly going to be an Easter bunny on 3rd Street between Market and Franklin Street. So have those body worn cameras ready.
Moving on to the consent agenda, there are 4 items. Approval of the minutes from March 21st, the final adoption of an ordinance to establish 15-minute parking on 4th Street, an ordinance to establish the rate for Sunday bus fares, and a claim by the city of Winona for damage to a squad car.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by George, second from Eileen. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Mayor, the time being 6:57 and there being no further business to come before the council this evening, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Motion from Eileen, second from George. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.